Okay, so what's your take on that? I mean, what do you think about that argument?
Well, I think it's important to, first of all, understand
Yeah.
what these movements and theories actually are all about.
Right.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
for example, critical race theory,
Yeah, critical race theory, yeah.
which is, I think a lot of people misunderstand it.
I think so. I think that's a big one that a lot of people misunderstand, yeah.
It examines, like, how systemic racism
Yeah.
is, you know, embedded in our legal systems and policies.
Right. It's not about making anyone feel guilty.
Right. It's not about guilt.
It's about understanding like historical and current,
Inequality.
inequality. Yeah.
Yeah, and so whether teaching about these issues
Right.
is actually indoctrination
Yeah.
is, you know, a whole other question.
Like a whole other discussion. Yeah.
Yeah, and Wave goes on to say that this so-called indoctrination is leading to all these bad consequences,
It's like what?
declining educational standards.
Okay.
And he uses this statistic
Yeah.
that the U.S. is ranked 16th
Oh.
out of 81 countries in education.
Huh. So he's using that as proof.
Yeah, that's proof.
Interesting.
But, I mean, does that ranking actually support his claim?
Well, I mean, 16th isn't great,
No.
but we got to remember that, that ranking is based on standardized tests.
Right.
And those tests, they may not really fully capture,
Yeah.
the quality or diversity of education
Yeah.
in the U.S. compared to, other countries that have totally different systems.
Omega friend.
Yeah, like there's so many factors that could contribute to that ranking,
Right. Like what?
I mean, like funding differences between schools,
Oh, yeah.
or like totally different teaching styles.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a bit of a jump, I think, to just link that ranking
Yeah.
directly to woke indoctrination.
Okay. That makes sense.
And then Wave also brings up this story
Right.
about a friend of his who was a middle school teacher
Yeah.
who got fired
Oh, wow.
for promoting what he calls an alphabet community agenda in the classroom.
Okay.
And he's using that
Right.
to suggest that teachers are being, like, punished
Yeah.
for their views.
Interesting. Is that like a common thing, though?
Well, it's hard to say, based on one story.
That's true.
We'd need more information to, like, really know
Yeah.
what this teacher was actually doing in the classroom.
Right.
And if it actually violated, like, school policies or something.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
It's possible there were other reasons why they were fired,
Yeah, that's true.
that had nothing to do with
Right.
pushing any specific agenda.
It's like one story.
Yeah, anecdotes can be powerful.
Yeah.
right? But they don't always show, like, a wider trend.
I agree.
Yeah. And then there's this other idea.
That there's this culture of fear and shame
Oh, okay.
that's preventing people from speaking out
Yeah.
against this woke ideology.
That's interesting. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that claim really gets into like people's personal experiences.
Right.
It's true that some topics can be really sensitive
Sensitive, yeah.
and can lead to like these heated arguments.
Right.
But is there really like widespread suppression of opposing views?
Yeah, that's hard to say. I mean,
I don't know.
we'd need more concrete evidence, right?
Yeah, like are there studies or like documented cases of people being like punished
Yeah, I don't
for
know.
expressing different views?
Right. Like, are there real consequences? That's what we would need to know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So it seems like we need to be careful
Yeah,
about just taking Wave's claims at face value.
absolutely. We can't just accept information blindly,
Right.
no matter how passionately, it's presented. We have to, we have to think critically. We have to look at the evidence.
Yeah.
We have to consider, like, all the different perspectives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Wave also, he criticizes the Department of Education.
Okay.
He calls it ineffective and bureaucratic
Mm-hmm.
and more concerned with politics than with actually improving education.
Yeah.
He even says we should just get rid of it entirely.
Wow. So is there any merit to that criticism? What do you think?
Well, the Department of Education has been, criticized for years
Oh, yeah.
by different groups.
Yep.
Some people criticize it for overreach,
Mm-hmm.
Bureaucratic inefficiency.
Right. And even contributing to the problems that Wave's talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
But then other people point to its successes,
Like what?
like expanding access to education
Right.
for marginalized groups,
Mm.
implementing important reforms
Okay.
and funding essential programs.
So it's complicated.
Yeah, it's not a simple issue.
Yeah.
It's not just, a bloated bureaucracy.
There's more to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like there are valid arguments on both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what makes, Wave's call to abolish the Department of Education
Right.
so provocative,
Yeah.
because it makes us ask, what would the impact be
Right.
on schools and teachers and students?
Yeah. What would happen?
Could states effectively manage education on their own?
Yeah.
Would we see more local control
Right.
and innovation?
Yeah.
Or would, the inequalities that we already have get
Yeah.
even worse?
Yeah, it's a big can of worms.
It really is.
Right.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to get caught up in the emotions
Oh, for sure.
of this whole debate.
Yeah.
But we got to step back and really consider
Mm-hmm.
all the potential benefits and drawbacks,
Yeah.
but in a more objective way.
For sure.
It's interesting, how Wave kind of frames this whole thing
Yeah.
as an us versus them situation.
Yeah.
He talks about the indoctrinated versus the uneducated,
Right.
the woke versus, those who think for themselves.
He definitely paints this picture
Yeah.
of two sides fighting.
Yeah.
Which can be really compelling, I guess,
Yeah.
if you already feel like you're on one side or the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that really reflect the actual reality of this issue?
It's a good question. I mean, I think it's important to remember that,
Yeah.
most people don't fit neatly into these categories.
Right.
We all have
Yeah.
our own beliefs and values.
Right.
And we're always learning and growing.
Right.
So this kind of black and white thinking
Yeah.
can really oversimplify things
Yeah.
and actually make it harder to have,
Yeah.
productive conversations.
Yeah, for sure. So how do we move beyond these simplistic labels then
That's the question.
and actually engage with these complex issues
Yeah.
in a more meaningful way?
Well, I think, Wave's emphasis on personal responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
that's actually a good place to start.
Okay.
Because if we don't want to be,
Yeah.
swayed by just any ideology,
Yeah.
we have to take responsibility for our own education.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to be curious.
Yeah.
We have to seek out different viewpoints
Yeah.
and question everything we hear.
So it's not just about what we're taught in school.
Right. It's bigger than that.
It's more about how we approach learning
yeah. It's
throughout our lives.
a lifelong thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Education shouldn't stop
Yeah.
when you graduate.
Right.
It's a journey,
Yeah.
of exploration and growth.
Yeah. Okay. And especially these days
Oh.
with so much information online,
That's crazy.
it can be really overwhelming,
It is.
but we can't just tune everything out,
Right.
right? We need to develop those critical thinking skills.
Yes, exactly.
To be able to sift through it all,
Yeah.
figure out what's actually credible,
hmm
and separate fact from opinion.
And that's where critical thinking comes in.
Right. So it's about more than just
Yeah.
absorbing information.
It's not just absorbing.
Yeah.
It's about analyzing it,
All right.
evaluating different perspectives
Okay.
and forming your own conclusions,
Yeah.
based on evidence.
It seems like critical thinking is the key to unlocking
It really is.
so much in this whole discussion.
Yeah.
It helps us understand these complex issues,
Right.
resist being manipulated,
Yes.
and make informed decisions.
Absolutely. It's crucial.
But is that something that everyone can develop?
Oh, absolutely.
I think so.
Yeah. It's a skill. Anyone can cultivate it.
Okay.
And it's a skill that, is only becoming more and more important
Yeah.
in our rapidly changing world.
As we've been talking about this, I'm realizing
Yeah.
that this whole debate about woke indoctrination might actually be pointing to a bigger question.
Oh, like what?
What's the purpose of education
Mm.
in a society that's becoming, more and more diverse and complex?
Yeah. That's a really profound observation, actually.
Right.
Yeah. And it's a question that, societies have been grappling with for centuries.
Yeah.
What should be the main focus of education?
Yeah.
Is it just about transmitting knowledge?
Right.
Is it about preparing students for jobs?
Right.
Is it about, promoting social justice?
Right.
Fostering critical thinking skills?
Yeah.
Is it all of those things?
Right. It's a lot for any education system
It is.
to juggle, right?
It is. And there's no one size fits all solution,
Yeah.
Education needs to be adaptable,
Okay.
needs to be responsive to change,
Right.
and it needs to be, tailored to the specific needs
Yeah.
of individual students and communities.
So how do we make sure that happens?
Well, it requires a willingness to experiment, to
Yeah.
innovate,
Yeah.
to constantly reevaluate
Yeah.
how we approach teaching and learning.
Okay.
And it also requires,
Yeah.
open and honest conversations
Okay.
about what we value as a society
Mm-hmm.
and what we actually want our education system to achieve.
And that's where Wave's point about personal responsibility
Exactly.
comes back in, right?
We can't just leave these important conversations
Right, yeah.
to politicians
Yeah.
or institutions,
So you're saying, we all have a role to play.
We absolutely do.
Okay.
If we want to shape the future of education,
Mhm.
we have to be actively involved.
Okay.
And that could look like, different things for different people.
Like what?
It could be participating in these discussions,
Okay.
advocating for policies we believe in.
Yeah.
Or even just like supporting educators
Yeah.
who are really dedicated
Yeah.
to helping students think critically
Okay.
and engage with the world in a meaningful way.
So it sounds like a call to action
It is.
for everyone, really,
It really is.
regardless of their background or beliefs.
Yeah, because education isn't just about
Yeah.
gaining knowledge.
Right.
It's about shaping minds.
Yeah.
And creating a better future for everyone.
I like that. That's inspiring.
Yeah.
Okay, now shifting gears a bit. I was really struck by like the strong language
Oh, yeah?
that Wave uses
Okay.
throughout this video.
Mm-hmm.
He uses words like indoctrination centers,
Oh, wow.
mind viruses, eradication.
Okay, so what do you make of that?
I mean that kind of language
Yeah.
definitely creates this sense of
Urgence.
urgency, yeah, and maybe even fear,
Yeah, yeah.
which can be really motivating for some people.
Right.
But I mean, we have to remember
Yeah.
strong words
All right.
don't always equal
Yeah.
strong evidence.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, like, why he's using those words. Like, is it to, get a reaction,
Provoke people, yeah.
rally people to his cause,
Mm.
or just because, like, he feels that strongly?
It's probably a mix of all those
I mean,
things.
probably.
Yeah.
But it's something to be aware of, right?
Yeah.
Like, when we're taking in information from any source, really?
Absolutely.
Like, does the language being used
Right.
affect how we perceive the issue?
That's a good point.
Does it make us, like, emotional?
Hmm.
Or does it actually make us think more critically?
Right. Those are the questions.
It's a good reminder to be aware of, like, our own biases and
yeah?
how they might be affected.
Yeah.
By the way, information is presented.
Totally. Yeah.
So critical thinking involves
Yeah.
not just looking at what's being said,
Well, yeah.
but how it's being said.
Yeah. And the language that's used to convey it.
So, like, bringing it all back to our listener,
Yeah.
what are the main takeaways
Okay.
from this this deep dive into woke indoctrination in education?
Well, I mean, first off,
Yeah.
it's a really complicated issue.
Yeah.
There are no easy answers.
Right.
There are, legitimate concerns
Right.
about ideology and its influence in education.
Mm-hmm.
But these claims of widespread indoctrination,
Yeah.
those need to be looked at carefully,
Right.
critically.
We can't just take those claims at face value,
No.
whether we agree with them or not.
Exactly.
Right.
We need to do our own research,
Okay.
evaluate the evidence,
Mhm.
consider multiple perspectives,
Yeah.
before we form an opinion.
So the second takeaway is that, like,
Yeah.
education is never really neutral.
It's not.
Right.
No.
It's always influenced by, like,
Yeah.
values and beliefs
Yeah.
and social norms of the time.
Right. So the question isn't really
Yeah.
whether ideology plays a role,
Right.
but what kind of ideology
Yeah.
we want to
Right.
shape our education systems
Mhm.
and how we can make sure that education
Yeah.
promotes critical thinking.
Right. Open-mindedness.
And that brings us back to
Yeah.
the importance of
Individual responsibility.
individual responsibility.
We all have a part to play in
Yeah.
shaping the future of education.
Whether it's through informed discussions,
Right.
advocating for policies we support,
Mhm.
or, backing those educators
Yeah.
who are dedicated to fostering
Yeah.
critical thinking
In their students.
in their students. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like that. It's a call to action for all of us.
It is.
No matter our political beliefs or where we come from,
Yeah.
to be actively involved
Yeah.
in shaping the future of education.
So important.
Education's not just about acquiring information. It's about
Yeah.
developing critical thinking skills
Yeah.
and ultimately
Yeah.
creating a better world
Exactly.
for ourselves
Yeah.
and for future generations.
That's a great way to put it. So it sounds like even if we don't agree with all of Wave's conclusions,
Right.
he's still raising some good points
Yeah.
about, critical thinking
Absolutely.
and personal responsibility and education.
Yeah.
And just in general navigating all the information out there.
I think that's fair. Yeah, he's coming at it from a specific angle.
Yeah.
But those ideas,
Mhm.
critical thinking, independent research,
Yeah.
open dialogue,
Right.
those are crucial,
Right.
no matter what your stance is.
It's almost like he's accidentally
Yeah.
highlighting the skills we need
Right.
to address the concerns he's bringing up
That's funny, yeah.
about
Yeah.
indoctrination.
I was like, yeah, she's saying we need to do these things
Right.
to avoid this.
Right.
But those are the same things that
Yeah.
would help us see through it.
There's definitely some irony there.
There is, yeah.